Hello students, thanks for clicking this video. In this video you are going to learn about full-fledged problem from retirement of a partner from partnership firm. Illustration 33, especially payment by equal installment along with interest. Payment by equal installment along with interest. Before going to discuss this illustration number 33, I wanted to share you this information. In our previous video, we discussed about illustration number 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. These four illustration entirely based on illustration number 28. Just you try to work it out. If you have any doubt, don't hesitate to ask me. I am here for you to help you out. Come, let's discuss illustration 33. It is a full-fledged problem. In this problem, we are going to prepare a revaluation account, partner's capital account, balance sheet for reconstituted firm, as well as loan account for retiring partner. So nearly 4 accounts we are going to prepare in this problem. Let's discuss the problem first. Following is the balance sheet as at 31st March 2017. This balance sheet belongs to 31st March 2017 of MS Gopi, Krishan and Ram. Gopi, Krishan and Ram. These three are partners. They are sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 4/7, 2/7, 1/7, which is 4:2:1. It is their profit and loss sharing ratio. Now, liability side, you can see the informations. Capital for Gopi, Krishan and Ram collectively 65,000. General reserve 10,500 and sundry creditors 15,000. Bills payable 2,000. Collectively 92,500 in liability side. Collectively 92,500 in liability side, and in asset side they given goodwill. It is existing goodwill. This will be written up by all the existing partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio, that you know very well. And land and building, that is 20,000 rupees. Land and building, plant and machinery 26,500 rupees, and motor vehicle 13,000 rupees, and stock 15,000 rupees. Sundry debtors 11,000 rupees. Collectively 92,500 rupees in asset side. Then additional information they have given. As per this additional information, Gopi is the partner, one who is retiring from the partnership firm 1st April 2017. Very next day. After this balance sheet, very next day he is retiring from the partnership firm, and the following terms were agreed upon. Goodwill of the firm is to be valued at 21,000. Goodwill is 21,000 rupees. And second information is the assets and liabilities are to be valued as under stock 12,000 rupees and sundry debtors 10,500 rupees, land and building 22,600 rupees, plant and machinery 25,000 rupees, and sundry creditors 14,000 rupees. So here we will check out with previous information whether asset increasing or liability increasing, or assets decreasing, liability increasing. So this is that we will discuss. Then after that we will post in our revaluation account debit or credit side. Then finally we will find out revaluation profit or revaluation loss, whatever it is. If it is revaluation profit, that should be transferred to partner's capital account credit side. Revaluation loss should be transferred to partner's capital account debit side. One by one we are going to do it. What sir is telling like this, you don't think like that. So one by one now we are going to work it out step by step. Third one is Krishan and Ram were to introduce 20,000 and 5,000 respectively. So 20,000 introduced by Krishan and Ram introduced 5,000 rupees into the business, and the 16,200 were to be paid to Gopi. 16,200 rupees were to be paid to Gopi. The balance due to Gopi was to be paid in 3 equal installments along with interest 9% per annum. The balance money after deduct that 16,200 from the actual amount, remaining amount should be paid by partner to Gopi. That too with 3 equal installment with 9% interest rate also will be given to Gopi. They are asking us to prepare revaluation account, partner's capital account, balance sheet of the reconstituted firm, Gopi's retirement and Gopi's loan account they are asking us to prepare. So nearly 4 account we should prepare. One is revaluation account, second one is partner's capital account, third one is reconstituted firm's balance sheet, and fourth one is Gopi's loan account. Who is retiring? Gopi is retiring. So Gopi's loan account. So these all we are going to prepare step by step. You can learn first ever. Before that, one small idea I will give you. You know all the three partners profit and loss sharing ratio. Gopi, Krishan, Ram. Their profit and loss sharing ratio is 4/7, 2/7, 1/7. It is their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. Okay. Who is going to retire? Partner Gopi is going to retire. Gopi is going to retire. And continuing partners are Krishan and Ram. If Gopi gone out from the partnership firm, continuing partners are Kishan and Ram. Their new profit and loss sharing ratio will be 2:1, which is 2/3, 1/3. As per the information given in our problem, first one is goodwill. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 21,000 rupees. When Gopi is retiring from the partnership firm, the day they are valuing the goodwill of the firm is 21,000 rupees. Firm's goodwill on the date of his retirement is 21,000 rupees. On this 21,000 rupees, what is the share of goodwill for Gopi? That is 4/7 on 21,000 rupees. Around 12,000 rupees, right? 12,000 rupees. These 12,000 rupees will be paid by partner Krishan and Ram in the ratio of their new ratio 2:1. So 12,000 rupees into 2/3 into 1/3. 8,000 will be paid by partner Kishan and 4,000 will be paid by partner Ram. Who should be compensated by whom? Retiring partners should be compensated by continuing partners. Who is retiring partner here? Gopi is retiring partner. So who should be compensated? Gopi should be compensated. So Gopi's capital account should be credited. And who is going to compensate? Continuing partner Kishan and Ram. So journal entry for this. Krishan's account, capital account debtor. Ram's capital account debtor. To Gopi. Gopi is a retiring partner. Gopi's capital account. 4,000 by Ram, 8,000 by Kishan. Collectively 12,000 goes to partner Gopi, isn't it? It is the goodwill. Goodwill compensated by continuing partner. Goodwill compensated by continuing partner. Okay, this is the journal entry. Now you know existing profit and loss sharing ratio, new profit and loss sharing ratio, and how to distribute that goodwill to retiring partner, and who should compensate, and how much amount should be compensated. Everything you know very clearly. In balance sheet, they given general reserve 10,500 rupees. You know what is the general reserve? From previous year profit, to meet out future contingencies, unknown contingencies, they allotted some money, that is called general reserve. So general reserve should be split and given to all the partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio, isn't it? So general reserve amount is general reserve 10,500 rupees. 10,500 rupees. This should be split and given to all the partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. Existing partners are Gopi, Krishan, Ram. Their profit and loss sharing ratios are 4:2:1, isn't it? 4/7, 2/7, 1/7. 4/7 of 10,500 is 6,000 rupees. 2/7 of 10,500 rupees is 3,000 rupees. 1/7 of 10,500 is 1,500 rupees. So this will be credited to all the three partners' capital account. Credited to all the three partners' capital account. And one more information is available in the balance sheet is goodwill. Goodwill, that is existing goodwill. Existing goodwill. Goodwill in the balance sheet. If goodwill is available in the balance sheet means that is considered as an existing goodwill. Existing goodwill. This existing goodwill will be written off by all the existing partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. Isn't it? So this existing goodwill will be written off. All the partners' capital account should be debited by this goodwill. As per the balance sheet, existing goodwill is 7,000 rupees. This 7,000 rupees will be written off by all the existing partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. So, as per this, Gopi is the existing partner and Kishan is the existing partner and Ram is existing partners. So, their capital account should be debited. Gopi's capital account debited and Kishan's capital account debited. Ram's capital account debited to existing goodwill. Existing goodwill amount is 7,000 rupees, isn't it? 7k, 7,000 rupees. So as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio, existing goodwill written off. Okay. So 7,000 into 4 by 7 for Gopi, 2 by 7 for Krishan, 1 by 7 for Ram, isn't it? So 4 by 7 means 4,000 rupees, 2 by 7 means 2,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees. Are you clear now? So existing goodwill is written off now. And new goodwill, when he is retiring that day, new goodwill it is 21,000 for retiring partner, it is written and given. Isn't it? The retiring partner should be compensated by that goodwill money. These 12,000 rupees should be compensated by partner Kishan and Ram. 8,000, 4,000. We discussed already. So these are the informations they have given. Next, we are going to prepare the revaluation account. What is the meaning of revaluation account? We are going to revalue the firm's assets and reassess its liability. Isn't it? Come, let's prepare a revaluation account. A revaluation account. A revaluation account. This account is prepared for the purpose of revalue the assets and reassess its liability. Reassess its liability. This is a T form of account. Debit side and credit side it has. It is the debit side and it is credit side. Amount column it is particulars amount in rupees, particulars amount in rupees. Particulars amount in rupees, particulars amount in rupees. Okay. Okay, good. Now, first information they given goodwill. Goodwill will not, we cannot enter goodwill in revaluation account. We cannot enter goodwill in revaluation account. Then all the assets and liabilities we are going to discuss one by one as per the market information, how much rupees is available at present, and already available information. Balance it shows very clearly books of accounts, right? We are going to compare these both. If asset increases, we are going to enter credit side. If liability increases, we are going to enter debit side. If liability decreases, that will be entered in credit side. If assets decreases, that will be entered in debit side. Isn't it? Simply says asset side, favor for asset side is credit side. Favor for liability is debit side. Unrecorded liability will be entered in debit side. Unrecorded assets will be entered credit side. In additional information, they given very clearly about stock. Stock is 12,000 rupees. But as per our previous year balance sheet, stock shows 15,000 rupees. So anyway, stock is an asset. It is a current asset. It is decreased to 12,000 rupees. 3,000 rupees worthable stock is decreased. So debit side we will enter when asset are decreased, liabilities are increased, and unrecorded liabilities. So now asset is decreased. That is stock to stock. It is decreased from 15,000 to 12,000 rupees. So 3,000 rupees worthable stock is decreased, isn't it? And second information is sundry debtors. At present, in the adjustments they have given sundry debtors source only 10,500 rupees. 10,500 rupees. But sundry debtor is an asset, isn't it? There are two current assets, sundry debtors. But as per balance sheet, previous year balance sheet, sundry debtor was 11,000 rupees. Now 500 rupees worthable sundry debtors is decreased. So provision for sundry debtors, which is assets are decreased. So provision for sundry debtor is 500 rupees. Provision for sundry debtors, 500 rupees. And land and building, as per the information, 22,600 rupees. But as per available information in the books of accounts is 20,000 rupees only. 2,600 rupees worthable land and building is increased, which is in previous year balance sheet shows it is only 20,000 rupees. Now the market value for same land and building is 22,600 rupees. So 2,600 rupees is increased. So land and building, by land and building, ₹2,600. Additional information source about plant and machinery is 25,000 rupees. But our existing year balance sheet shows 26,500 rupees. So anyway, plant and machinery is the fixed assets. It is reduced to 25,000 rupees. 1,500 rupees worthable asset is reduced. So we are writing in the debit side of revaluation account, that is plant and machinery, 26,500 minus 25,000 rupees. So 1,500 rupees worthable plant and machineries are decreased. So we are entering in the debit side of revaluation account. In the additional information they given sundry creditor is 14,000 only. But as per our previous year balance sheet, it was 15,000 rupees. So 1,000 rupees worthable sundry creditor is decreased. When liability are decreased, that will be entered in the credit side of revaluation account by sundry creditors. Sundry creditors, 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees worthable creditor is decreased. So no more informations. Only these informations they have given. So finally we are going to balance both the side. We are adding all the debit side amount, 3,500, 1,500. So collectively 5,000 rupees. 5,000 rupees we are expecting in the credit side of revaluation account also. 3,600 only comes. 1,400 rupees. 1,400 rupees is an imbalance, which is the revaluation loss. A revaluation loss or loss on revaluation is 1,400 rupees, because debit side of revaluation account is more than the credit side of revaluation account. Is 1,400 rupees. Revaluation loss should be borne by all the three partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. Not only for outgoing partner, not only for continuing partner. All the three partners should bear this risk. 1,400 rupees. This 1,400 rupees should be split and given to all the three partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. For Gopi, it is 8,000 rupees, 800 rupees. For Gopi, it is 800 rupees. For Krishan, it is 400 rupees. And for Ram, 200 rupees. 800 rupees for Gopi, 400 for Kishan, 200 for Ram. So this will be debited to their partner's capital account, isn't it? 800 plus 400, 1,200, 1,400 rupees. So this is the partner's capital account. Partner's capital account. First one, we are going to enter the first entry, that is their capital money. How much they invested into the partnership firm. Balance brought down. Balance brought down from existing year balance sheet. Existing year balance sheet account shows, existing year balance sheet statement shows very clearly about their capital amount is 30,000, 20,000, 15,000. 30,000, 20,000, 15,000. It is their existing year's capital, opening capital, how much they brought to the partnership firm. How much they have invested into the partnership firm is 30,000, 20,000, 15,000. And you know, we discussed already the general reserve and the goodwill also written off. General reserve we discussed, right? So the general reserve will be split and given to all the partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio, isn't it? So general reserve. General reserve. General reserve is general reserve for all the existing partners are 6,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees. Existing goodwill is 7,000 rupees. Existing goodwill will be written off by all the existing partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. So that will be debited to all the partners' capital account, isn't it? So this is the partners' capital account debit side. So existing goodwill to goodwill account. To goodwill 4,000, that is 7,000 rupees, right? 2,000, 1,000. How I am writing 4,000, 2,000, 1,000 rupees? Because 7,000 rupees, this we done already in adjustment. Now, before few minutes only, we prepared revaluation account. In revaluation account, we came to know for all the partners, revaluation loss on revaluation should be paid by all the existing partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. So as per the information to revaluation loss is transferred to existing partners 800 and 400, 200. So collectively 1,400 rupees. The new goodwill for partnership firm is 21,000 rupees on the date of retirement. The retiring partner is Gopi. For Gopi, all the existing partners, who is that? Kishan and Ram, contributed some amount to retiring partner, isn't it? So that amount is nearly 12,000 rupees. So whose account should be credited? Gopi's account should be credited. We wrote a journal entry also. So Gopi's account going to be credited by 12,000 rupees. By who is that? It is Gopi and it is Kishan and it is Ram. Kishan's capital account, that is goodwill money given by Kishan to Gopi is 8,000 rupees. And you know, another one partner called Ram. Ram's capital account, that is goodwill, amount rupees 4,000 rupees. Collectively 4 plus 8, 12,000 rupees is credited to partner Gopi. So anyway, these two partners' capital accounts should be debited by 8,000 and 4,000 respectively. So to Gopi they given, it is goodwill, right? How many thousands? 8,000 for Kishan, 4,000 for Ram. 4,000 for Ram. Are you clear? In problem, in additional information, they given Kishan and Ram were to introduce rupees 20,000 and 5,000 respectively to the business. So 20,000 and 5,000 is given by Kishan and Ram to the business, isn't it? 20,000 plus 5,000. 20,000 given by partner Kishan and 5,000 given by partner Ram. By cash. 20,000, 5,000 rupees. They brought cash. They introduced cash for the partnership firm, 20,000 and 5,000 rupees. At the final stage, 16,200 should be paid to retiring partner. Then remaining amount will be transferred to his loan account, isn't it? Who is retiring here? Gopi is retiring. Gopi is a partner, one who is retiring from partnership firm. So for Gopi, 16,200 will be paid up by cash, and remaining will be transferred to his loan account, right? Okay. Now we can balance both the side. 1,000 200, 400, 4,000. Collectively 4,200. Here 5,000. So this side is more than this side, which is that credit side is more than debit side. So partner Ram is maintaining credit balance 15,000, 16,500 plus 5,000, nearly 21,500 rupees. 21,500 rupees. Here also we are expecting 21,500 rupees. 4, 5, 200. 5,200. 5,200 minus 21,500. 5,200 minus 21,500, 16,300 rupees. 16,300 rupees. Partner Ram is maintaining credit balance, which is credit side is excess than debit side. Isn't it? At the same time, for Kishan, 20, 23, 20. So collectively 43,000 for Kishan. 43,000. Partner Kishan also maintaining credit balance 43,000 rupees. So here 10,400 only available, and remaining will be 32,600 rupees. So he also maintaining credit balance, credit side is excess than the debit side, and for partner Gopi here only 4,800, and here 30 plus 6, 36,000, and 40,000, 48,000 rupees. 48,000 rupees. 48,000 rupees. 4,800 rupees, 3,200 rupees. In that, 16,000 rupees will be paid by the existing partners to the retiring partner. 16,200 rupees by cash instantly they paid to partner, retiring partner by cash. 16,200 rupees is paid. So 16,200 rupees we are going to deduct. Then how much will come? And remaining 27,000 rupees will be transferred to this retiring partner's capital account. Remaining 27,000 rupees will be transferred to retiring partner's loan account. Who is retiring here? Gopi is retiring. So this 27,000 rupees will be paid to Gopi in 3 equal installments with 9% interest amount also, as per that information is giving. As per that information, 9% interest will be provided, and this 27,000 will be given in 3 different equal installments. 3 equal installments, isn't it? So now we know very clearly. I hope you understood this partner's capital account. I hope you understood about partner's capital account, how to prepare it, their beginning balance, how much they brought into the partnership firm, and general reserve is written and given to all the 3 partners, and goodwill also. Existing goodwill is written up by all the 3 partners, and new goodwill is contributed. New goodwill is compensated to the retiring partner by continuing partner Kishan and Ram to partner Gopi, and that is debited to their account 8,000, 4,000 rupees, and the revaluation loss is transferred to all the partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio, and the cash they introduced to the business 20,000 and 5,000 respectively for the business Kishan and Ram, and finally 16,200 is paid immediately by the firm to the retiring partner, and remaining amount 27,000 is transferred to his partner's loan account.